Hello, and what's up, everybody? It's Rico McAdory. Yes, I'm an identity leadership specialist providing leadership techniques that build character and author of the book, Your God-Given Identity. And that book is designed to help you discover, maximize, and manifest the real you. And so I thank you for joining me even now and even on the replay. You don't have to take the time to even tune in, but I surely appreciate it. It's always an honor and an encouragement to share something to impact and uplift other people. So I'm going to talk about this right now. The three A's to true fulfillment, the three A's to true fulfillment. And I'm going to give them to you, but then I'll break them back down very quickly. Okay, number one, the first A is alignment. The second A is assignment. And the third A is authority. Alignment, assignment, authority. Let's go back to alignment. Now, it's one thing that we realize about alignment. If all of us have a car, or most of us have driven a car at some point, realize how important an alignment is to keep the balance of the car on the road, or even to make sure the car runs properly, or to ensure that there's not an imbalance in the tires. There's not an imbalance in how the car is run. And so an alignment is done so that you can flow better and so you don't veer off to the left or veer off to the right. Alignment keeps you in check. See, when you're in alignment, you're not swayed to the left or swayed to the right, because you have a certainty, a confidence, and a conviction of who you are, why you're here, and what you've been authorized to do. So alignment is really key, because when you're aligned with why you were made, every day is a day of intentionality. You wake up with a sense of purpose. You wake up with clarity of who you are and what must get done. And then you have a clear sense of what the overall goal is, right? You're able to focus on what's most important, on your most important work, and not getting distracted with a secondary or work that's not as impactful, right? Being able to flow and work in your strength zone, not necessarily trying to struggle and toil in your weaknesses. Right. So it's important to realize that alignment is key, because when you're aligned, you realize that alignment is so important. Why? Because a lack of clarity hinders us from receiving what's already been prepared. Right. And so because there's a lack of clarity and it hinders us from receiving, now what ends up happening, we chase opportunities that really were not designed for us to chase. In fact, instead of chasing, we should be creating, or instead of chasing, we should be positioned, and we should flow and become the change that's already the solution that we see or desire to help people. Because what's the biggest thing that irks you the most? That could be the thing that you've been created to bring or unlock or unleash a solution to. But it's really a matter of getting in alignment, right? You could say, for instance, I want to have my own business, right? But if your motive is off, if you're not clear about who you are and you have a lack of focus, a lack of clarity, you could be an entrepreneur, but you could be it in the wrong area or in the wrong sphere of influence, right? So you're thinking generically, I just want to be this entrepreneur because I just want to be an entrepreneur. But the question becomes what type of entrepreneur are you wanting to be, right? Are you a speakerpreneur or speaker entrepreneur? Or are you actually a creative in terms of whether it's music or maybe an authorpreneur, right? I'm just saying what type, and you won't know what type until you actually get in alignment, right? So, number 2, assignment. I wrote these down because I wanted to share some golden nuggets with you today. And when I look at assignment, it's pretty much a task or a piece of work assigned to someone as part of a job or a course of study. So in that, be fruitful. What gift or craft have you been created to master? That's a big one, right? In other words, what is the main thing? What is your main thing? Or what is your true life's work? What problem have you been called to solve, right? I believe once you really discover your life's work, everything else comes alive. I think I heard Dr. Miles Monroe say that when he was speaking for Bishop T.D. Jakes, I think Manpower, years ago. And it was so powerful and profound because it is so true. When you really find or really or see what it is that you've been made for and the work you're called to, There's such a fulfillment. Like right now, me having this mic right now, being because I committed to growing and committed to speaking and learning from professionals about speaking. To me, that's so important because I set my foot in the sand and I put my post there. It's like, this is the field that I'm in, and this is the field I'm going to continue to focus on and study and learn to master and learn from other great masters. So once you really find that, it's the search is over of trying to try this gimmick or that gimmick or all these other gimmicks, trying to make up for lost time or trying to do a bunch of different things just to do one result. So another thing about assignment, your assignment is bigger than you and your own selfish desires, right? It's honest. We have, yes, there's nothing wrong with desiring nice things and wanting nice equipment or nice vehicles or nice homes and all, right? But the assignment is greater than the platform. The assignment is greater than the stage. So many times people can want the stage more than they're actually mastering the gift or mastering that assignment that they've been given. So that's why we can have people who try to copy somebody else's anointing or influence or intuition, but not really be themselves. So they waste energy trying to copy somebody else's gift, which really is a waste of time and a waste of valuable treasure that God authentically made you different to unleash in the earth. Think about it. Your assignment is uniquely set to you and what you've been called to do, the way you've been called to do it. Everybody does not have the same fingerprint. Think about that. If everybody had the same fingerprint, what a boring world this would be. But no, you've been uniquely made for a reason. You're different for a reason. And when you find your unique difference, you find the reason why you were made, you find your assignment and you walk in that, that is where the blessing can flow. That is where the things you were struggling trying to get can end up flowing to you, because it was a matter of you getting alignment to walk in your assignment. All right. So also remember this, our assignment is more about giving value, which opens the opportunity to receive. See, sometimes we have it wrong. We're looking to receive and we're looking for what we can get instead of actually looking at what we can release or give. And when we give, opens the door to receive. That's not just in church. That's even in the marketplace, right? If you have something of value and you give people an opportunity to learn about what it is that you do, how powerful is that? Right? Now, here we go. I hope y'all are getting this. This is so powerful to be able to share this with you. All right. So when you know who you are, right, and the magnitude of your assignment, you are not easily distracted or intimidated by evil systems or leaders aiming to keep you oppressed, suppressed, and depressed. That says enough in itself. So in the kingdom, we are kings in the earth representing the higher and greater king, right? Having received a high level of stewardship of an assignment that brings good news, that brings the good news to the poor, proclaims the captives will be released, the blind will see, the oppressed will be set free, and remind the people of the demonstration of God's favor. That sums up Luke 4, verse 8-19, right? That's the impact of the kingdom effect. So when you know your assignment, you realize that your assignment is not about you. It's not about all the time, what do I want? The question is, what does my king want? In the kingdom, what does my king want? What does my government want? Because I'm not just a church member, I am a kingdom ambassador. And when you look at it from the position of ambassador, that's much more impactful and influential than just being a church member. So number 1 was alignment, 2 is assignment, but that leads to authority, right? And authority is the ability of a person or an organization to conduct a certain lifestyle for another person or a group, right? So authority is equated to keys. I was doing this earlier. I had keys in my hand. I was on the phone with someone and I showed them on a Zoom call the impact of keys, right? The keys are the what? What are in my hands? So whenever I have a problem or issue or a challenge, right? You've been given keys. The question is, when you understand the keys, you don't have to beg somebody else for their key. You don't have to beg somebody else for their with observation all the time. Not saying you should never get coaching or wisdom, but you begin to realize that as a king, and the greater king is on the inside of you, you realize that you look to him and he reveals to you the key, or which key on your keychain to use to unlock a certain door to a problem that you're looking at. So, authority is important because when we understand that authority is equated to keys, and keys give us the power to access, power to bind, and power to loose on behalf of the original owner. True authority is not a negative form of control, right? But instead is viewed as an asset, a valuable asset that is used to position you as an ambassador creating positive change. Yes. So when you understand authority, you now realize that you walk with a level of influence, not arrogance, because it's not you yourself, but you're walking in the level of influence that impacts nations, that impacts your environment. Whenever you come in the room, the environment changes because you're walking in authority. People who walk in authority is like this. Authority is deployed to influence the culture, not seeking culture for employed approval. So we've been sent to impact and influence the culture. We are not to be infected by the culture. And you can be infected when you don't know who you are and you don't know your authority, what keys you have. Scripture tells us that it's the keys of the kingdom. It's your Father's good pleasure to give you the keys of the kingdom. In other words, keys to unlock, keys to release, and also keys to lock up what's been bothering you. So those are the three I wanted to share with you really quickly. It is a more extended version of this, but I wanted to give a brief, less than 15-minute version of this because I wanted to be a blessing to you and share this in little micro minutes, little bites. And hopefully this can be something you utilize in your life. And if you do, hey, share this post, or just comment below and let me know what you like most about it and how it was of help to you, okay? So once again, I'm Rico McAdory. I'm the Identity Leadership Specialist, providing leadership techniques that build character off of the book, Your God-Given Identity. And I'm excited to help you discover, maximize, and manifest the real you. Because right now, in the crazy times that we live in, people need what you carry, whether you realize it or not. The question is, are you going to continue to complain, or are you going to step up and step into and create the solution that's on the inside of you to impact your world? All right. With that being said, I'm going to sign off for right now. I'll see you next time.